That's a working title.
That's the working title. And she also has a monthly news column called The View from the Porch that you can also view that comes out. Holly holds has 2 master's degrees from the University of South Florida in finance and MIS, and also a master's of economics. She received her BA in economics from Davidson College, and I'm not going to say the year even though you put it in your bio. I was like, why did she do that? And she's also been a CFP since 2004. Holly's enjoyed volunteering at the advisory board member, is an advisory board member of the Tampa Bay Independent Business Alliance, that's a mouthful, Junior Achievement, and she also chairs the local United Way Audit Committee, which has got to be fun. And she also, in her spare time, speaks on behalf of Life Path Hospice. So please join me in welcoming Holly as our guest speaker this evening.
Thank you, Lisa. And thank you, Linda, for hosting us in your home in this beautiful setting. It's just gorgeous. Well, the group, Wine, Women, and Wealth, I thought that group ought to be able to accomplish anything. No financial limits on what can be done, and no inhibitions about doing it. Wealth. There seems to be this notion that if you have wealth, you have no worries about money. If you have wealth, you have enough. If you have wealth, you know how to spend it, save it, invest it, and share it at all times, in all circumstances, with no regrets, no misgivings, no V8 moments. When you have wealth, you have choices. So if you have wealth, you must be happy. People with no wealth have no choices. How could they be happy? Believe it or not, there are some academic researchers that have studied this exact link between wealth and happiness. And because they're American, they had to go to a place like the slums of Calcutta to test their assumptions. In the slums of Calcutta, as you may know, there's nothing approaching wealth that any American would define there. And they found indeed that the average Calcuttan is not very happy. Many Americans would say, what a miserable existence, how awful, how unhappy I would be. They're not happy with their lack of choices. They're not happy that their lifespan is shorter than ours because of lack of access to health care. But would you believe that in 3 areas, the average Calcuttan is happier than the average affluent American? They are happier with their family relationships. They are happier with their looks. And they are happier with their self-worth.
Wow.
Now this last part seems completely surprising when in our culture, self-worth is tied to our net worth. But in India, that connection is one that they can't even fathom. So how about you? Are you as happy with what you have as with who you are? What if we had a tool to think like a Calcuttan? What if we had a tool that could disconnect the self-worth being dependent upon the net worth and align them according to the same values so that what we have matched who we are? I would call that fulfillment. And because I'm an economist, I have to draw a graph. So on our x-axis, we are going to have, well, sorry about my bad news, if you will, or net worth. And on the y-axis, we're going to have fulfillment, or self-worth. And this is based on a model developed by Vicki Robin and the late Joe Dominguez from Seattle. And it's a framework where we can begin to examine how a typical relationship with money develops over our lifetime. When we're little babies, it doesn't